Hey, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be showing you some really inexpensive DVDs and Blu-rays that I picked up over the last little bit and talk a little bit about the movies. But before I do that, I've got to address something that happened after the last video. In case you're not going through the videos sequentially, the last one was the one I did about cancel culture and the House Un-American Activities blacklist. So I put the video up. It's done quite well. I'm quite happy with the way it's been received. But a bunch of Gina Carano stands started having a go at me about it because they're Gina Carano stands, I suppose, and started telling me I've got to watch somebody else's video and started doing some ad hominem attacks on me. I deleted all of the posts on that because it's not what I wanted the comment section to be about. And yeah, but I want to just kind of address that for one brief moment. First off, I couldn't give a toss about Gina Carano. She was just an example I used to demonstrate people who have some stupid opinions and it's affected their livelihood. So I'm not going to look at the videos. I'm not going to bite back when you throw up a stupid comment attacking me personally about that particular issue. I've got no interest in that at all. I'm busy watching movies. It happened also in a week when my wife, middle-aged geek girl, was taken to hospital in an ambulance. And she's still there. She's going to be there for about a week, getting some surgery that was unexpected. So it's been a very stressful week. And the arseholes made it worse. Let's just put it that way. So just to finalise what I'm saying on that, if you disagree with me and anything I make that's vaguely political, or even something I say about somebody you like that I don't particularly like in the entertainment realm, you can say you disagree with me about that and we'll be fine. But if you start attacking me, you'll be closed down faster than a brothel in the Vatican. That's the way I'm going to run the channel. I'm going to talk about movies. I'm going to occasionally be a little bit controversial and we can have a discussion about that. But when you have a go at me personally, I will stop you. So that's about it. So anyway, let's get on to the important stuff, which is cheap movies. Now, while middle-aged geek girl's been in hospital, I needed a distraction. I needed something to keep my mind off being worried about her. And so I decided I was going to go around a whole bunch of charity shops and see what I could find as far as movies that I want to see and that I can pick up quite cheaply. So I drove around. First off, I drove to a place called Melton, which is about 30 kilometers north of where I live, and there was nothing there except for this really interesting sign in a pizza place. So then I went west of there to Bacchus Marsh, which is an old town that has a lot of market gardens and a bit of history to it. It's quite a nice place to visit if you get a chance to, and you can probably pick up some fresh fruit and vegetables while you do. And I hit a couple of op shops there and had a great time looking around there and buying a few things incredibly cheaply. And before that, I'm not even getting to the start of the story. Before that, I went to the Ballarat market on Sunday because, again, I needed the distraction. So I drove out to Ballarat, which is about 80 kilometres away, and went to their trash and treasure market, which is on a Sunday. And so I walked around there and found a ton of stuff for $1 each. So I picked up some music as well. I'm not going to show you the music unless you ask me to later. But I picked up a whole bunch of DVDs as well for $1 each. And they're quite good. There's some really interesting stuff there. And then today I went down to Werribee, which is the kind of town near the suburb where I live. And I went to the Cash Converters, which is kind of a pawn shop. And found a few things there as well. So I'm going to show you what I got. And just talk about the movies as I do it, because I think I've done quite well. All up, I might have spent about $40 Australian for this lot, including the CDs I bought. So I've done quite well. I've been incredibly frugal and incredibly lucky. And I have flicked my way through literally hundreds of DVDs and Blu-rays to find this stuff. So let's get started. This one's a movie from about, 17 years ago. It's longer than I thought. It stars Tim Robbins, Samantha Morton. It's a Michael Winterbottom film called Code 43. Now, it's a science fiction one. I remember seeing this one a while back, and I think I might already have a copy of this, and it wouldn't be the first time that I've bought something I already had a copy of. But yeah, I wanted to rewatch it and maybe talk about it in a future video on kind of post-millennium science fiction movies that people might have forgotten. So I got that one for $1. It's got a great look to it. It's a bit hard to describe because it posits a slightly futuristic world where people need passports and visas to go everywhere. And there are some political aspects to it. It talks about politics. It talks about balkanization of societies. So I'm looking forward to watching that one again at some stage when I get through the rest of the pile. And the pile's getting bigger. I've really got to work on that. Then I got one which is kind of timely. Let me just take the plastic off it. This one's from 1978, and it's kind of timely that I got this one. It was already in the plastic, so it hadn't been unwrapped at all. Nobody's watched it. It's kind of new. I picked it up for $1 again at Ballarat. And it's a movie that I want you to check out. It stars Elliot Gould and the recently deceased Christopher Plummer. And it is Silent Partner. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, it is a nice crime drama. It's Canadian. It's set at Christmas time. So it's a Christmas movie in the same way Die Hard is. And it's a lovely little thriller, directed by Daryl Duke. Elliot Gould plays a bank teller who is basically social engineered by a master criminal played by Christopher Plummer to help him rob the bank and to do other things. Haven't watched it in a few years, but it really is, for me, one of the best Christopher Plummer movies, and I'm including Star Trek V in that. If you haven't seen The Silent Partner, you really should watch it. It's a hidden gem. If you want me to do a full review of it, let me know and I'll throw it into a review, because I think it's one that you might want to check out if you haven't. And if you have seen it and you kind of remember it being good, it might be time to revisit it, which is what I'm going to do. So I got that for $1, which I am incredibly happy about. It doesn't have any extras. Most of these don't have extras. I'm not too unhappy about that. It's nice to get some extras sometimes. But these are kind of like the equivalent of reading copies of books you like. You have a reading copy that you can stick in a back pocket or throw in a bag. You're not worried about it getting damaged because it's just there for the reading. And a lot of these videos I'm getting in this stack are basically the equivalent of reading copies. I've just got them to watch the movie, and that's it. Nothing more than that. But again, that's still a good experience. So The Silent Partner from 1978, you should check that out. This one I haven't even taken the sticker off yet. It's a nice little science fiction one directed by Joseph Rubin from 1984, which was in all of the papers at the time. It's got some really interesting practical effects in it. It punches above its weight. I think about, if it had been made 10 or 20 years later, when the technology caught up to the ambition of the filmmakers, it might have been even better than it is. And it is Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid in it. Let's see, Max von Sydow, Christopher Plummer again, having a bit of a Christopher Plummer theme here. Eddie Albert and Kate Capshaw. It's about a guy played by Dennis Quaid who can enter other people's dreams, and there's another guy who can do it as well. A really creepy guy played by David Patrick Kelly that you should see in this one because he is really great in that. I like this movie a lot. It talks a little bit about the Cold War and the fears of a president during the Cold War, played by Eddie Albert in this case. And I'm gonna dive back into that one. I think I may have the makings of another video in this stack of DVDs that I've bought, because I'm kind of thinking that I might do a video about kind of hidden gems of genre science fiction. I think this one and Code 46 might be a good double feature to do if I start heading in that direction. Let me know if you want me to. So moving right along, this one is a kind of bad good movie. Stars Dan Aykroyd. It is from the year, let's have a look here, 1983. And I know a lot of people like it. I haven't seen this one since VHS days, and I'm kind of looking forward. Again, this is a $1 buy, so if I don't like it, I'm not going to be missing out on too much. It is Dr. Detroit. Now, again, this is a bare bones copy of it on DVD. It doesn't have a lot of extras. I think there's been a few more recent pressings of this with a lot more behind them as far as extras are concerned. But I'm going to just kind of watch this and enjoy it. It'll be a bit of fun and very much a nostalgia kick for those 1980s VHS days when a lot of this kind of product came out and people would sit around in groups, not just yourself, but sit around in groups and make an evening of watching a couple of movies. And Dr. Detroit was the kind of movie that we watched in those days when I was living in Canberra back in the 1980s. Yeah, there were some weird things went on then, but I'm not going to tell you about those. Let's have a look. This one's been recommended on the channel in one of the comments. I think I watched a bit of it and then forgot about it, and then it fell off a streaming service the way these things often do. But I saw this for $1 again, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to give it a go. It's been recommended to me by a viewer and a subscriber, I think. And I think it's one that I really should check out, and it is the Limehouse Golem. Bill Nye, Olivia Cook, and Douglas Booth in it. Can't remember too much about it, but I'm going to go into it because it's been recommended to me. I got it for $1, remember, and have a look at this on the back. At Dymocks back in the day when Dymocks was a bookseller and movie seller. Have a look at that price. $39.95. So I think I've got a bargain there. But the Limehouse Golem, I like Bill Nye. He's a weird and kind of eccentric kind of actor. But when he's really on his game, he has a gravitas and a kind of groundedness that I really admire. So, gonna watch that. Hopefully it will be a lot of fun to check out, and I'll let you know. Then we're going back to a movie that I think was a TV movie eventually, because this is in 4:3 ratio, so I'm sure it is. It really is funny. There was a kind of thing in the 70s for comedy westerns, of course, Blazing Saddles being the main one, and that one with Kirk Douglas and Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, which had different names in different markets. But this one's got John Aston, Mickey Rooney, Dick Shawn, Henry Gibson, Dom DeLuise, Edie Adams, Pamela Austin, Milton Berle, and it's Evil Roy Slade. I didn't know this got a DVD release, but Umbrella Entertainment put it out on DVD. And again, it's another $1 buy, and yeah, I remember this being funny, but I don't remember anything else about it, so it's going in the box to be watched. And let me know if you've seen this at all recently and whether it still holds up, because some of these comedies have a use by date, and then they just aren't funny anymore, and then you have problems with various aspects of them. But Evil Roy Slade, I'm looking forward to watching that one, because I think I saw it on television way back when dinosaurs ruled the earth. So I'm looking forward to re-watching that one, and yeah, I think a comedy might be called for fairly soon on my viewing list. Let's have a look. Again, this... Okay, the whole stack of DVDs and Blu-rays just fell over, and I've got to adjust the camera back. Wonderful. This is a Bogart one that I picked up again for $1 at the market in Ballarat. It's got a good cast. Let's see who it's got. Conrad Veidt, Humphrey Bogart, Peter Lorre, Judith Anderson, Jane Darwell, and Frank McHugh, and it's all through the night. Now, this is not a Bogart movie I know much about at all. It's actually got some special features in it, including a commentary and a few other bits and pieces. So this one, and I'll try to get it to focus. This one's one I'm looking forward to watching, and this is probably one of the few discs on this video which has extras. And it's kind of cool. Again, it's a $1 buy, so I'm happy with that. And Humphrey Bogart, always a good. I think I got this one in Bacchus Marsh, actually, on the Bacchus Marsh part of the trip. But yeah, looking forward to that one. It's not often I see a Bogart movie that I haven't seen before, but this is one of them. Moving right along, this is another $1 buy that I got at Ballarat, and I watched it the other night, and it's a bit kind of piecemeal. There are lots of good bits in this movie, but it doesn't really hold together as a whole, because it's trying to convert a book into a movie, and the book was a lot longer than you're able to do in a movie. It was remade as a mini-series only a couple of years ago by George Clooney, and it's Catch-22, directed by Mike Nichols, and it stars Alan Arkin, John Voight, Richard Benjamin's in there as well, a whole bunch of different character actors, Paula Prentice is in there, and it's about a bunch of airmen on an island off the coast of Italy during World War II doing bombing raids. And yeah, it's the source, of course. The book is the source, of course, of the phrase Catch-22. Filmed really well. There are lots of aeroplanes in there, and Charles Grodin's in it as well. It's very confronting. There's blood and guts. There's nudity, and I think this is the earliest American mainstream film that I've seen where there's an implication of a guy getting a blowjob. Now, this and probably Carnal Knowledge, the movie with Jack Nicholson and Anne Margaret in it, are probably the two earliest depictions of a male receiving oral sex in a mainstream movie. And yeah, if you want to check it out, you should. I don't regret watching it, and I think it's an interesting film, but it's one that I might not revisit for a while because there's so much to watch, basically. But I'm glad I got this for $1. I'm glad I watched it. The film from which this one was printed wasn't the best source material. There are a couple of scratches on the original, but I'm sure there have been more recent pressings of this where the source was much less kind of grainy than the one I experienced with this one. But check out Catch-22 if you get a chance. It is worth it. Now, this one was from the producers of two really great action films, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Hero, and it is House of Flying Daggers. It was $3 at Bacchus Marsh Op Shop. It's got a lot of extras. It's a 2-disc set. It stars Takeshi Kaneshiro, Andy Lau and Ji Zhang. I haven't watched this one yet, but I really should. I have seen the other two movies, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Hero, but this one I'm looking forward to. It's a beautiful little box too. It's kind of quality stuff there too for the double disc version of it, so looking forward to that. And for $3 it's definitely worth adding to my collection and watching as well. Now, these are the Blu-rays I got at Cash Converters in Werribee. Didn't have a copy of this. I thought I did, but I bought this one anyway because it was only a few bucks. Plus I got 25% off, which is really great. And it is Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, which I didn't have a copy of. I've got Inception, I've got a whole bunch of his other films, I've got the Batman movies, but I don't have Interstellar. So I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this on various YouTube videos. People are analysing the shit out of this movie, and so I thought I'd revisit it, and I think I paid for maybe $5 for it on Blu-ray. It's in good quality. I've checked the discs, and of course it's got McConaughey in it. It's got Michael Caine, because you can't have a Christopher Nolan movie in the last decade without Michael Caine in it. Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, of course, Bill Irwin, Ellen Burstyn. Yeah, I'm going to revisit that one soon when I'm in the mood for a bit of science fiction adventure, though the ending is, for me, a little bit naff. The science in the ending is good, but like I've said before, daddies and daddy issues in movies really don't do it for me. But I'll leave that aside, and I will watch it because I want to go through Nolan's oeuvre again just to enjoy it. And sorry about the bang when I dropped that on the floor. The other one I wasn't sure whether I had a copy of was this one. It's from about a decade and a bit ago, 15 years ago now. For Vendetta, starring Hugo Weaving and also Natalie Portman, based on the graphic novel. I remember this being very, very disturbing in so many ways, and I wanted to revisit it as well because I've got that thing. I want to see what started this century in science fiction and kind of revisit some and see whether I've changed my opinion on them. And sometimes you do. Sometimes you like movies more the first time you see them when they first come out. Other times you like them later on when you understand them a lot better. So I'm going to dip into this one and just see what I think of it. I know it's on streaming services, but you know I'm a physical media kind of guy, so we'll be checking that one out as soon as possible. It's also got John Hurt in it. Kind of cool. And I think Stephen Fry's in it as well. But let me just drop this a lot gentler. Two more before I get to the last one. I didn't see this one. This is a double disc set, and I got this again for like $5 or $6. Aaron Sorkin, directed by David Fincher. Aaron Sorkin script, directed by David Fincher. The Social Network. We know it's about Facebook. We know it's about Zuckerberg. And given that Mark Zuckerberg has cancelled news feeds on Facebook in Australia because he's got a disagreement with the Australian government, and people can't access news sites through Facebook now, it seemed a timely thing to watch The Social Network. And so I picked that one up at the at Cash Converters, and I haven't seen it before. I'm on a bit of a Fincher kick as well, having just seen Mank a little while ago, and so I want to see how Fincher approached this material, and of course with a script by Aaron Sorkin, for whom I have a lot of time. because I'm a big West Wing fan. The Social Network's going to be staying in my collection. Studio Ghibli, it's by Goro Miyazaki. It's not a Hayao Miyazaki film, and I haven't seen this before. But given that it's Studio Ghibli, I'm going to spend $5 or $6 to get this one. Tales of Earthsea. It looks fantastic. I think it's based on the Ursula K. Le Guin novels, vaguely. And yeah, it's got some extras in it as well. Storyboards, some things about the soundtrack, a whole bunch of things about the English language dubs. And yeah, it's got a great look to it as well. You can kind of see it there if I get that aimed right. And giant dragon on the front. Going to buy a movie based on that alone. But let me know whether you've seen Tales of Earthsea and what you thought of it as well, because I'd be interested to see what other people's take of it on it is. I don't expect it to be as good as the Hayao Miyazaki movies like Spirited Away, but I am going to enjoy it. When I'm in the mood for this kind of movie, I'm going to pick that one up and put it in the machine. Last one is another $1 one. It's about a bunch of millers and coal miners battling exploiters and mine owners in early 20th century America. It was directed by Martin Ritt, and it is the Molly Maguires, with Richard Harris, Sean Connery, Samantha Eggar in it. Frank Finlay's in it as well. It's written by Walter Bernstein. Haven't seen this one for a very long time, but you got Richard Harris and Sean Connery in a movie. You gotta bloody watch it. Connery and Harris were among the late 20th century's best kind of England and Irish actors, between them Scottish and Irish, I apologise, Scottish and Irish actors. And I haven't seen the Molly Maguires for a very long time, but I am looking forward to checking it out. And at $1, happy I got it. And no extras on it, but I don't mind at all because it's a Sean Connery and Richard Harris action film. Let me just put it down. So that's the cheap haul I've got at the moment. I've got some other movies that I had on back order from various places, so I'll do another video about those later, because they kind of go together really nicely. And there's some really nice things that hark back to previous hauls that I've done, where I'm filling my back catalogue of certain directors and certain people in the stuff I'm buying. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for putting up with that little rant I did at the start of the video as well. As always, look after yourselves. Wear a mask, get the jab, wear the mask above your nose. And also, if you'd like to, please consider subscribing, liking, leaving a comment and hitting the notification bell. You can also help the channel by going to patreon.com/paleocinema. So anyway, look after yourselves. As I said, watch good movies, watch bad movies. Watch cheap movies, because people are getting rid of physical media and wading through all of that stuff and the 55 copies of Adam Sandler's Click that you find in the piles of DVDs and Blu-rays. You're going to find a few hidden gems there. And so anyway, take care, and I'll catch you next time.